this is Erica Sprague with Lane Realty, and I'm here today with Natalia Mcbride, owner of Township Pools.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about the top 5 things you need to know before you embark on building a pool. And Natalia's taken a few minutes to write the things down that come up the most often and she feels are the most important. And so the first thing we're going to talk about is the design of the pool you want to have in your home.
Yes, you probably know that pools are basically mostly geometric or freeform. Those are the two common shapes. However, you need to take into account of what's fitting better in your yard and the functionality of the pool. Are you envisioning swimming in it, 7 days a week? Are you thinking about size-wise, the depth? Maybe you want to play volleyball with your kids and therefore you would like to have a sports pool where you can do a volleyball net across the pool. Or maybe you prefer some water features. How about some fire bowls, water bowls, maybe deck jets that shoots from one side of the pool into another. Any special features? Maybe you like to tan, so then go for the good lounge, sun shelf to put chase lounges on it and have that with a couple of bubblers for some water flow. So it really is. Plus, another tip is freeform pools tend to be a little less expensive than geometric pools. Okay, so also keep that in mind.
Good to know. Okay. The other thing you mentioned that was important is people understanding their budget. So when people are considering building a pool, what are they looking at for a basic pool, and what would that include?
These days, the average pool would cost about $85,000 to $90,000, and that would give you a pool, spa, and a deck. Pool would be about 3.5 feet to 6 feet deep, about 550 square feet of the surface. Spa, 8 jets in the spa. Deck would be something like a cool deck or sun deck, spray deck, probably about another 500 square feet of surface. Done with the best surface that we can offer, which is a pebble shooting technology, and also the best of the equipment, which we believe is Pentator.
Okay.
So very quality build.
Very nice. And you mentioned PebbleTech, so when you use that surfacing, do you have to have it re-plastered at some point, or is that a lifetime?
PebbleTech has a 10-year warranty and at least 20 years serviceable life. 10-year warranty is being based on the water chemistry being balanced at all times, but this is an excellent product where you would not have, most likely, rather, you will sooner sell the house than having to resurface that. I've seen the pools that we've resurfaced now 15 years ago and they still look just as good surface-wise as they were back then. Okay. So, excellent product.
Awesome. Something that you noted also was sanitation. And so when you have a pool, sanitation involving chlorine, salt, is there a better one?
I'm being asked that all the time, actually, and most leads that I run, people will ask me, well, what do you have in your backyard? We've always had a saltwater pool. Yes, it takes another piece of equipment to be set on your equipment pad, and that would be a salt cell to generate that salt. But saltwater pools consume or require less chlorine, and so it's better for your hair, it's better for your skin to have something that's more natural. There's a lot of misconception there about saltwater pools. One of the myths is that it can damage the pool equipment, and that is not correct. Another one, people think it might be damaging for the deck. It's also not correct. The only exception, I would say, if you're not a fan of a travertine coping and you would rather have a flagstone coping, I would not recommend have a saltwater pool by the flagstone coping because salt can erode flagstone. Flagstone is flaky. So if you go with that combo of both, I would at least seal the flagstone, but I would just probably stay away from the flagstone altogether. Other than that, excellent option. Another option could be having a chlorine pool, but with an ozonator. So that will also generate, basically less chemicals for you to be put in there. So it's another good option. Or UV, that's also an option.
Okay, cool. You also marked safety, and so I know with pools come pool equipment and lots of electrical items. So when you're talking about safety, what is your focus there?
pool being built solid and being built per codes. Whether you live in the Woodlands Township, where you have to go through 3 inspections during the build, or say City of Conroe, City of Willis, where you might go through 4 inspections. Those engineers sitting in those committees and in the cities, they make sure that the pools are up to code and everything is done according to whatever specs required right now. Pools have also gotten, I would say over the years, a little more shallow. Sometimes I see pools in the Woodlands being built 30 years ago that are 9, 10 feet deep. They're not being built like that anymore. Diving boards are actually not also something that we like to install. You will be diving at your own risk. In lines of safety, even though it's not safety, say pertaining to pool itself, choose the company that has a good reputation. Choose the name that's out there, check their Google reviews, make sure that those companies won't leave you, high and dry, collect your first payment and disappear after the gun-night stage for you to be finishing the pool with somebody else. So do your research.
Right, well, and safety companies reviews, we're doing electrical work. We're talking about licensing, making sure that the people working for that company are licensed.
Right. We also only work with the contractors that are not just licensed, but also insured. With at least $1 million general liability policy, and they also have hold harmless agreements with us. So it's a big legality that goes in between all of us for your protection.
Okay, and number 5 is it's a process. So people get excited about building their pools, and they are ready to experience the joy that is coming with it. So in that, what is the length of time it requires to build a pool?
The average pool spa and deck will take about 90 to 120 days. It could be a little less, could be a little more, weather permitting. Most importantly, be patient. Be patient, have the end goal in mind. The first 4 stages, which would be the excavation, rebar, plumbing stub out, and the gunite, normally happening within 2 or 3 days. Just because we don't like to risk the weather, and again, for your own protection, that's the best way to go. However, that's not how all the construction process will go. There will be days when things will be curing. There will be days when crews will not be on your sides. So the average, I would say, 90 to 120. If you're choosing an extended project where you have an outdoor structure with a kitchen, extended patio, pergolas, fire pits, fireplaces, landscape, it might take 5 to 6 months. However, again, you're building a dream. It's going to come out beautifully, very, very well built for the years and years to enjoy. All things will come together. There will always be a punch list at the end. Sometimes it might feel like it will never end, but it will. It will be beautiful, and again, something for you to basically enjoy year-round.
Great. Okay, the one question I would have is there a season when you are busier than not? Is there tend to be a time when more people are wanting to build pools throughout the year?
COVID has changed that for us. I would say spring and summer still probably the busiest. However, the best times to build would probably be fall and winter to be ready for the summer season.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you, Natalia. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
If anyone has any more questions, how can they reach you?
You can email me, Natalia, at totalpoolcare.net, or text me, 832-257-1888. Thank you.
Thank you.
Township Pools has their design center in their office. So from the time you come in and meet from them initially, you're able to see all of your options for decking, for what I like to call the backsplash around your pool, and your decorative options.